Next week is the release of Jenna Moreci's third novel, The Savior's Sister, and I'm so excited. If you've been around here for a while, then you'll know I've been doing the TSS Character Symbols Tournament bi-weekly since the beginning of July, and now it's time for the finale. Hello and welcome back to Jenna Gets Creative, and thank you to everyone who voted for proposed character symbols along the way. As I mentioned in Tuesday's video, if you heard it, I've been unexpectedly busy since the last sketch round, so I wasn't able to finish all 10 pieces in time for today's video, but that's okay. That just means I get to split it into two and release half during release week. If you missed any of the sketch rounds, I'll have the tournament playlist in the end card and in the description down below. How this tournament worked was I drew up sketches of possible symbols to represent characters from the Savior's Champion and the Savior's Sister every second week starting in July, with the characters grouped sensibly into categories. And you guys voted for your favorite symbols in the comments, in the polls, and on my blog and social media posts. Now that it's time for the finale, I'm turning the top two designs from each sketch round into colored final illustrations. Today we're handling the 4 winning tournament competitors and one of the senators, and next week I'll do the other senator, the 2 chosen sisters, and the 2 chosen miscellaneous palace staff. The first piece you're watching me work on is a silhouetted bear for competitor Bjorne the bear. I tried to do the salt texture thing in this warm sunset gradient, but as you can see, it didn't really work out. All I succeeded in doing was getting little grains of salt all over my workspace. You'll also notice a little later on when I remove the masking tape from the piece beside it that the lower left corner of the gradient lifts away. This piece just didn't want to happen, but that's okay, I kinda like it. If you've missed all of these TSS videos, let's do a quick rundown of what's going on. The Savior's Sister is an adult dark fantasy romance novel by fellow YouTuber Jenna Moreci. It's the second book in the Savior's series and the companion novel to book 1, The Savior's Champion. Thesson is a land similar to ancient Rome, except the land is blessed and protected by a magical queen known as the Savior. Each Savior eventually has just one child, always a daughter, who upon coming of age becomes the next ruling Savior. Her husband and consort is known as the Sovereign, and the new Sovereign is chosen during the Sovereign's Tournament, which is held when the next Savior comes of age. The tournament is a 30-day series of competitions that leaves just one man standing, and that man wins the right to marry the Savior. In the Savior's Champion, we followed Tobias, a competitor in the latest tournament, and we got the feeling that all is not as it seems behind the scenes. Reigning Sovereign Bjorne seems to be up to no good, and some of the nastiest competitors seem to have been given an undisclosed advantage. In The Savior's Sister, we follow Layla through the same series of events, but this time we see exactly what's happening behind the scenes. Bjorne's murdered his wife, the late Savior, and now he has arranged for the assassination of his daughter on her wedding night, provided one of his assassins can win her hand in the tournament. Why? Power, of course. Bjorne is not willing to step down and let his daughter take the throne. The second piece I'm working on is a dog against a rainbow gradient background. This is for competitor Enzo, whose laurel is the dog. Why a rainbow gradient? Well, let's just say we already know from the Savior's Champion that Enzo prefers the company of other men. If you're interested in reading The Savior's Sister, I will have all the information you need in the description box down below. You can read preview chapters of both The Savior's Champion and The Savior's Sister on Jenna Moreci's website, and I'll have American, Canadian, and UK Amazon purchase links for both titles listed for you. Jenna Moreci is holding a massive pre-sale giveaway, and it's absolutely not too late to order because there are a bunch of grand prizes to go out during release week. You will also receive an extended preview of TSS just for entering. The third piece in today's video is the tribal tattoo inspired dragon design for competitor Drake the Dragon. This character has a tattoo of a dragon that he believes will protect him from all harm, and that tattoo was my inspiration when I drew the proposed design. Here's the final version. Sorry for filming in stills for the most of it. I was originally going to add color, so I did this one on watercolor paper like the rest, and it was finicky to work with fine liner pens on this paper without any feathering or disturbing the tooth of the paper. After doing the head on camera, I decided to work in pieces off camera and show the stages. I did that so I could get much more up close and personal with the page. Like I said, I had intended to add color. I was going to add watercolor splashes of blue to the background since this character has striking blue eyes, but when the black was done, I liked it too much as is. By the way, if you haven't checked out my booktube channel, The Westvale Archives, check it out now. I'm going to be doing a The Savior series exclusive version of the Ship or Rip tag on Saturday to go along with the conclusion of this tournament and the release of TSS, and I'd really appreciate some viewership over there when that goes up. Piece number 4 today is a glittering crown for competitor Flynn the Prince. You guys really liked this crown in particular, even though a lot of my proposed designs involved crowns. I decided to paint the crown with the same watercolors I've been using throughout the video, my Thomas Kincaid set from that special run back in 2004. Then I blackened the background with Kuretake Zig Cartoonist black ink and brought out the sparkle in the crown itself with Winsor Newton gold ink. By the way, for those who are curious, the paper being used for all of today's pieces is my Pentalic watercolor sketchbook. This is 300 GSM cold press paper, and I believe it's wood pulp, but I could be wrong. This is coil bound in landscape format, and I love working in it. The black ink brush I used on the bear is a Pentel color brush, and the gray barreled fine liner I used on the dog is from Winsor Newton. All other liner work is being done in microns, and the sketches underneath that weren't filmed were done using Coal Erase colored sketching pencils. The fifth and final piece for this half of the finale is one of our winning senators, Wimbledon. He's the master of ceremonies and he likes knowing more than he's supposed to know. I proposed a wolf for his symbol because he's prideful and definitely sees himself as a leader on some level. I'm not sure if the second half of this finale will be Tuesday or Thursday's video next week, but at this point I'm thinking whichever day isn't the other half of this finale will be my next Chinese zodiac yin-yang. The other high vote on senators was Hylas, with Erebus coming in a close third, and I may switch to that because I'm not liking how the piece for Hylas keeps coming out. The winning symbols for the ladies of the Savior's Court from round 3 were Naomi and Pippa, and the winners for the miscellaneous palace staff round were Talos and Asher. If you're looking for more to watch, I've got some suggestions up on the left side of the screen now, or if you'd like to check out my book channel, The Westvale Archives, you can click on my face on the right. I upload our content here twice a week at minimum, every Tuesday and Thursday, and if you like living life creatively, whatever that means to you, I'd love to have you along for the ride. Bye guys!